Lesson 4. Lab-grown meat. To eat or not to eat? Can you imagine taking a bite of a steak that was grown from a Petri dish instead of on a farm? It may sound like a scene in a sci-fi movie, but this is already a reality. Many startups have begun to develop a special new production process in which meat is created by taking animal stem cells, changing them into primitive fibers, and combining the fibers to form muscle tissue. The final product is known as lab-grown meat, and it's a thought-provoking recent trend that is backed by both Bill Gates and agricultural giant Cargill.
The widespread support for producing meat in this way is due to the fact that it holds several substantial advantages compared to more traditional methods. Firstly, one could argue that traditional or old-fashioned meat production facilities, such as farms or factories, hardly ever have the animal's best interests at heart. Growing meat in a laboratory instead would help eliminate the need for slaughterhouses and the unethical treatment of these animals. In other words, you could rest assured that the so-called lab-grown beef patty on your plate didn't come from a cow that had to endure physical or mental torment. Better still, it could help make meat production more sustainable. The raising of livestock needed to fulfill the current global demand for meat actually takes a heavy toll on the environment. According to FAO, it accounts for nearly 15% of greenhouse gas emissions. Experts estimate that by switching to lab-grown meat, emissions could be lowered by up to 96%. In addition, many claim it won't just be the environment that benefits. Scientists can actually make lab-grown meat healthier and more nutritious for humans by adding vitamins and minerals that are not always found in natural meat.
Despite the evident advantages that this new type of forward-thinking food may hold, there are some concerns surrounding this meat of tomorrow. For a start, certain studies show that the impact of lab-grown meat could actually have far-reaching negative effects over the long term. While advocates for lab-grown meat say it can help fight climate change, some research suggests that maintaining the infrastructure of lab-grown cell cultures also requires significant quantities of energy and gas emissions. Another issue to consider is whether this type of artificial meat is actually healthy and safe for humans to consume. Although great in theory, lab-grown meat is unnatural or similar to genetically modified (GM) food. Since the latter sometimes induces allergic reactions or even leads to more serious health problems like cancer, some people are warning against man-made meat for fear that it might have similar side effects. One last area of concern is the actual taste of lab-grown meat. Without the naturally occurring connective fat, tissue, and bones that are present in real meat, lab-grown meat is somewhat lacking in taste and texture and might thus be unappealing to most consumers. Presently, more extensive research is thus needed to determine how the flavor and composition of the new meat might be altered to better suit consumers' tastes.
Whether we like it or not, lab-grown meat is a rising trend that could have a long-term impact on a global scale. It might, however, come at a price. To ensure that future foods are both sustainable and healthy, it is therefore essential for us to conduct more all-inclusive research first, before we jump to any conclusions. For now, all we can do is keep a close eye on this rapidly growing trend, as it takes us further and deeper into the unknown.